So I asked for one cushion, so much better. And it is a little bit auspicious for me because I asked for a cushion, so my seat is a little bit higher. So yeah, when I ask for a cushion, then they say, "Oh, no problem, we get it." And ultimately, something I recalled, like Gila and I didn't get your name. Leo. Okay. Leo and who else? Like two. Oh yeah, you were there, right? In Buddha.
Yeah.
Vulture Speak. We went there, where Buddha gave his teachings on emptiness. So I was told that Buddha normally, when he gives teaching, and then he sits with his students under the tree, and then just sounded, no big tones. But then when he's going to give teachings on emptiness, so then he will ask for one, maybe a stone. There's only stone that. So, sorry? Oh, okay. Can you hear me now? Oh, okay. I'm going down, that's why. So Buddha, when he wants to give teachings on emptiness, so then he puts one extra seat there, and then he gives teaching. So this seat is not for himself. This is seat because he's going to give us very important lecture. So that's why. So today I am trying the same style. So this is it. Okay. So we were talking a little bit about ultimate truth and conventional truth, I guess. And I'm sweating. It's okay.
I will bring a fan.
Oh, no need. It's just now I came walking, so that might be. Okay. So if I just go talking and talking, it's not really fun. So let's do something like this, something different, I guess. So I will talk a little bit about emptiness, then we try to meditate on it for, okay? So otherwise it is something like goes above your head and then gone. So let's try to do that. What do you think? It's okay.
Yes.
Good? Okay, good. So this is a new idea. I ate a good lunch, so this is the result. So emptiness is most of the Buddhist people think emptiness is something Buddha has taught. And then also, some of the Hindu masters, they like Krishna. I listened to one of a talk which they just act like a movie, on television. So the Krishna, he is one of my favorite Hindu gods. So he gives one speech to one person, and then he was saying, you are too attached to yourself, and that attachment has no limitation. So if you check from your head to toe, you are so attached. So if anyone try to touch you, and if he is a close friend of yours, you don't care. You will say hi. And then somebody you really don't know, and then comes and touches you, you feel like, why? And then the person is something you really don't like him or like her, so touches him, then you will just do what do you call it? Just throw the net away, right? So the person is thinking that he's touching me. So all from body to the head to toe, we control. This is part of me. So you are too attached to it. We have never felt he's touching my arm, and we have never felt he's touching my arm, but he's not touching me. We always think he's touching my hand, and that's why he's touching me. So Krishna explained that, and then he said, if you want to get the attachment go away, then you have to find yourself from head to toe. Where is this very important eye? So this is, he gave speech. And then I thought, maybe they got it from Buddhism. And then later on, I met with one great scholar of Hinduism, and then I asked in Gita or other the textbooks of Hindu, does they have anything about emptiness? Then he said yes. But he said this is something unique over Krishna. And then he said, well, Buddha taught it. He is the one who makes such a big announcement about the emptiness. Krishna just briefly said a little bit about it, not much. Maybe he said maybe 2 pages long about this kind of story. But anyway, who talked about emptiness doesn't matter, but the emptiness why here we're going to talk about is it really helps us to, if we can take this as an antidote, and then if it helps us to overcome our suffering, then we should put a little attention towards it. So here, that's why even it's a little thing to do with the Buddhism, I'm feeling a little comfortable to share with you, because this might help to calm your mind. This is my purpose. So let's think about like that. So morning when you wake up, and you go to washroom, you come back, and then make a coffee, and then go to work, and then come back home, happy, unhappy, stress, or very happy. So whole day there is someone, there is somebody doing it. But then every time you won't think, I'm going, I'm staying. You won't think like that, right? There's something that's very related to you. It's going there, sitting, sleeping, eating, and it says, we in Tibetan, not in Tibetan, in English it's called 5 aggregates, right? So you know 5 aggregates? Yeah, you know? No. Okay, Tsenzhab. So, Sukipongpo, what do you call it? Aggregates of body, the physical body here, okay? Sora is feeling, aggregates of feeling. Feeling aggregates, how do you say that? Good, it's okay. Then, discrimination, and then Dushit, what do you call it? Oh, Dushit. Composition? Composition of the facts. What's that? Factors. Okay. Then, what was left? The consciousness. So when you feel like, today I have lots of pain, my hand hurts, so you feel like I'm hurt because your hand, physical hand hurts. So then the aggregates of this physical body, right? So through that you're saying, I'm hurt, I'm in pain, you say that. So, and you say, I'm very happy, I'm very sad, all these feelings. Then I'm Israeli. This is discrimination. What's that?
Like attaching.
Yeah, something. Yeah. You make differentiate, like you are from this, I'm from here, so you make difference, right? Yeah. So discrimination, and then the consciousness. So number 2. Yeah. So then we don't think much about the consciousness, the word I consciousness. We do say that, I consciousness, but it's really difficult because if somebody who have studied about Buddhist philosophy and other traditions, they do say that normally we don't go I consciousness like this, right? So, and then the most important here, what we're talking about is the Yigi number Shiva, the 50 consciousness, right? No,
it's the consciousness.
The consciousness. So we go I consciousness, then the last one, mental consciousness. So this is, we are believed when you go to the next life, this kind of consciousness goes. But the others, when you're sleeping, this we become like unconscious. When you do sleep, you have no feelings of the eye, not feeling seeing and hearing, but then only the mental consciousness. What mental consciousness is there?
Something like soul, like a soul.
Soul is more when you believe in God.
Yeah, but just
Yeah.
my understanding.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. So when you see soul, you say it goes near to God, right? So something's going with soul. So same thing, same logic in a Buddhist. It says the mental consciousness is something that goes to the next life. So then there's a big doubt whether this is the really I or not. There's a big debate there. So, so we have almost covered every five aggregates. So the one thing left was the mental factors. What is that? The what do we call composition of factors. Composition of factors. So then we talk about fate. Then what? There are lots of other mental factors. Right? Symptoms. So now, whenever it is very good if you can analyze when during you have some problem, and then right at the when you are facing some big trouble, you cannot meditate on immediately, and so right after everything happens, and then before crying, yelling, and complaining, better sit down and then think, today I'm really upset. And I'm saying, I'm very upset, but now, where is that really I, right? So then you give yourself a time to do that. If you don't put that in a habit, you won't do this thing. And if somebody, one time, what happened was I was going with one of my classmates and then in the shop, and then the shopkeeper and they start what do we call it, bargaining, and then it didn't go very well, and then some harsh words between them, and then he was really angry, my classmate. Then I remind him, control. And then I didn't say about emptiness anything. And then I'm just bringing him cool down, right? And then he said, shut up. He's not ready to cool down. So I thought, okay, give this person a time to relax now. So then for an hour along, then he was so angry, kind of red face. And then we went for coffee. This is really good I said, let's go to coffee. They sell very good coffee, let's go. Then we went to cafe. And then we said, oh, give him a coffee. Then I said, today I will buy the coffee for you. And so, then he slowly cooled down. And then he apologized to me that he said something to me earlier. And then I said, oh, no, it doesn't matter. So then slowly I try to bring out the conversation of it. That let's analyze. Now you feel like I'm very unhappy, and he feels like I haven't said enough to that person. he's not satisfied. And then he's not happy because he didn't get what he wants to do, maybe punch that guy or something, right? So then we sat down and talked about that and this, and then we go through analyzing. Slowly, and then he laughed. So he laughed, and then we laughed because it's a great debate, because he said, I'm very unhappy. So then we are trying to find that I, and that he couldn't just point out that I very well. So he laughed and we laughed. And this is not the really emptiness that we are going through, but it's close enough. And it really helped. So then I felt like, well, if people sometimes have a trouble, maybe it is very healthy to think like that. So, same here today. This is a tip I got a lesson from my classmate, and I helped my classmate helped me. So maybe this will help you in this room. So think when you are happy, even you are happy, you should do that. Because if you don't use this only for when you are unhappy, so then you feel very happy, then you don't think about this, it can lead you to the other suffering, which is called what's that? Change of suffering. What's that?
Suffering of change.
Suffering of change. Suffering of change. Okay. So, in the Heart Sutra, Buddha said in the meditation pose, with meditation, and two of his students start debating, and Avalokitesvara and Shariputra, the two disciples. So then one asked, where is, so how does that work? Anyway, was that how to engage? Okay, yeah, how to engage practice on emptiness, let's say, put that way, right? So then Avalokitesvara start giving examples on the physical body. So most people, when we look at it, we feel like a Shelley. When we look at her, there she is. So we try to label Shelley on the physical body. And this is, mostly we do this, right? So, but then, as usually we do this, then when you are angry, so then this kind of image of her is the real Shelley for us. And then that's how Avalokitesvara, the Chandrasekhar, so he is trying to teach Shariputra there's no such thing as the true existence of I by itself. So then he pinpoint out that from the head, no such I, right? Nose, ears, tongue. Then he go one by one, and then finally he talks all about there is no such parts, or in our physical body there is that Mr. I or Mrs. I. And then he goes to the second aggregate, third aggregate, before the educator. I'm being lazy, I don't name it. I don't want to name it, so I got second, first, third, fifth. So, and then a question, big question can arise, because you might ask, there is no I, and then there is nothing. This is why Buddha said, and then most of his great students said in the textbook, saying, don't show emptiness if the people are not ready. So when we analyze like this, then it shows that there's no such thing as I. Then when after all this examination, then you cannot really bring in an example of the I. And then suddenly you feel like, I just brought a BMW car outside. And if there's no I, then what happens to the big car now? And my big house, and my wife, and my family. And then most important, I'm the owner of the house. What happened to me, right? So you should be very careful. The goal of this kind of analyzing is not to prove there's no I. It is to prove when we suffer and then we start to blame ourselves, then we try to make even the matter is not big, but even we make it very big. And then you feel like, I'm the past, I'm the worst. You make so many exaggerations. So this is a method to bring it down. So right after this kind of meditation, then when you hear something, when you smell something, then it is okay to bring up, there is I, but there's no such thing as what I experience when I have so much anger and too much attachment. During that time, there's no such thing like this. But still, I exist. So, is it clear or? So, when you try to find that out, you cannot find such things, I. And even for this bottle, if you try to search, you cannot find the bottle. You got that, right?
Yes.
Okay, good. So, but we will never say this is not a bottle. We will say bottle. Because it functions. This is the best answer. It functions. It works. If it is a fake, there's one big elephant, and there's some picture of an elephant. And then you will see this is elephant. This is a picture of elephant. Why we say it? Because that functions, that works as elephant. And this is not working as elephant. So the logic is, it works. So, but when the time of we have too much attachment, aversion, and we are so self-centered, then we feel this I most important. You,
Inappropriate mental application.
Inappropriate mental application,
Or attitude.
attitude. So So did you get this? I'm gonna